C-list actress, yes, she's been downgraded after her despicable behavior was exposed in even more detail over the weekend. She and her A- list actor husband, Ryan Reynolds, wanted something from the judge today, who did not give it.
Blake Lively is already losing in court.
Recent revelations of startling new information have emerged in the controversy surrounding Justin and Blake Lively. In addition, Blake's career seems to be nearing its conclusion. In addition, Justin Baldoni's mother recently accused Blake of lying, and what you know, Ryan Reynolds' ex-wife Scarlett Johansson has officially entered the discussion. Does Ryan really despise Justin Baldoni because of her? Everyone, you have a lot to unload. So get some popcorn, sit down, and let's get started.
Sister-in-law has been saying this from the beginning, and after seeing the clip I just saw, I think she might be right. She told me, she was like, what happens if, like, they had some type of relationship while filming, or, like, Blake wanted some type of relationship, and it went south, and that's why all this drama started.
All right, before we go into this muddled leaked audio, let's set the scene so that everything makes sense. Because this drama wasn't unexpected, I assure you all of this started with the now famous rooftop incident. That's what happened. Blake had a very specific idea for this one rooftop scene in the movie. She couldn't feel Justin's cut. Instead of just ignoring it, she went full boss mode and sent an updated version to director Justin Baldoni via email. In Hollywood, you would think that such back and forth is normal, wouldn't you? Not true. Because when the second Justin rejected her updated version, everything was different. And if you thought that was dramatic, hold for a second. This was only the beginning of the chaos that led to the game-changing audio leak. You know, Blake wasn't going to let her vision be ignored. So what did she do? She called for further assistance. Not only reinforcements, but two of the greatest names in Hollywood, Ryan Reynolds and Taylor Swift. You heard right. According to reports, Blake personally invited Justin over, most likely to give the impression that they were having a cordial discussion about the project. However, when he arrived, he got right into what was effectively a widely reported intervention. Since Justin is a wonderful man, he didn't want any controversy. He later informed Blake that while he appreciated her energy and creativity, she really didn't need to put together a whole celebrity task force to convince him. But that's when the mayhem started. Blake wasn't only attempting to be polite. She hoped her efforts would be taken seriously. When she felt that Justin was still not treating it with the respect she had demanded, she sent him a long, impassioned email about how she had been ignored in the past. When I say long, I mean novel length. And believe me when I tell that this is the cause of the widely discussed audio leak. Prepare yourselves for Blake to add even more chaos to the already tumultuous situation. When Justin did not immediately accede to her change, Blake issued a long response. I promise you, she did not hold back. While others, like Justin, have rejected her contributions, she talked about how her creative soulmates, Taylor Swift and Ryan Reynolds, are the first people she discusses all of her ideas with, and how they have always encouraged her. She really ramped it up after that. Blake referred to herself as a dragon at one point. Yes, you heard right, a dragon. The now famous audio leak that completely altered the course of events was the consequence of Justin's reaction to this. However, Justin was unaware that everything was a carefully orchestrated ploy to make him feel bad about accepting Blake's changes.
Excited to go through the whole movie with you. I'm just excited to spend time with you. I'm excited to be in your sphere and your presence, and for us to share creative juices together. Although that sounds terrible, I think, and you and I have been trying to build a relationship, which I think we've done successfully. I mean, here we are talking like this, me into my phone at 2 a.m, but there's nothing more exciting to me.
Let's be honest. This tape's publication hasn't exactly improved Justin's reputation. However, this is the problem that people don't seem to understand. This man is actually fighting for his life and his reputation right now. To be sure, he doesn't seem to be the most powerful individual, but what else could he be? It completely destroys Blake's entire narrative about Justin being this controlling, disrespectful, and arrogant director. because Justin is heard repeatedly apologizing on the video, trying to keep the peace and basically saying, "I'm sorry, I made a mistake, and I didn't mean to make you feel that way." That isn't the behavior of some despotic, power-hungry Hollywood star. That individual is only trying to save the project from failing, since he has been put in a challenging circumstance. At this point, things begin to make sense, but in the most twisted and dishonest way possible. Because, you know what? The real plot surprise here isn't Blake's scream during the rooftop scene, but rather Ryan Reynolds' role in the entire episode. As everybody who has been following this tale knows, Blake really played the long game. She was widely believed to be the creative driver behind that infamous rooftop rewrite. She built it up, recruited Ryan and Taylor Swift as backup, and made Justin feel bad for declining. But then there came a boom. It turns out that Ryan Reynolds wrote it from the start. My husband actually wrote it. No one else knows, but you do. In her most recent movie, It Ends With Us, Blake lively reveals that a pivotal scene was written by her husband, Ryan Reynolds. Everyone! Blake went on this massive campaign, pretending to be the underdog, trying to prove herself, and fighting for her creative vision, even though the sequence she was fighting for was really created by her husband. The real question at hand is if Blake purposefully created the situation to paint Justin in a negative light from the start. Was drama the intention behind Ryan's script change? More importantly, why? Remember, guys, things between Blake and Justin were going well at first. While Ryan was abroad in Canada filming Deadpool and Wolverine, she invited Justin to her penthouse trailer as if it was okay. But he had to go back home after the SAG-AFTRA strike, and all of these strange tales began to spread as soon as he began to meddle in Blake's affairs. She then started making unreasonable demands, including asking to see the entire unedited movie so she could see everything that was going on set. Does it sound like Blake to you? Additionally, Ryan would later try to pressure Justin into selling the movie to Blake. People don't believe it was a coincidence that the second Ryan was scheduled to take an aircraft to Canada at the same time the SAG-AFTRA strike ended, indicating that production was supposed to go normally, in addition to interfering with Blake's employment. Blake lively sends a list of 17 ridiculous requests to Justin and Wayfair Studios via email. Even after failing to act, she refused to go to work. Wayfair Studios was abruptly forced to stop work and deal with the issue first. Do you want to know what is more ridiculous about this whole farce? Many people think that this has nothing to do with the movie. This was to make sure Justin Baldoni was aware of his responsibilities. In the end, Justin lost the project, and an attempt was made to convince the entire company that Justin was difficult, which is why he was played. Just when we thought this tale couldn't get much more awful, Justin Baldoni's family stepped in, and let's just say that Blake is probably experiencing the worst secondhand shame of her life. Yes, Blake should have been extremely concerned about the manner Justin's mother, Sharon Baldoni, was supporting her son. You were wrong if you thought this would be a token act of assistance. From what we're hearing, Sharon is fighting for her child without holding back. The juicy portion starts at this point. As the loyal family man that he is, Justin Baldoni decided to visit Hawaii for a much-needed respite from the chaos and spend time with his loved ones. His admirers love seeing him unwind. And to top it all off, he was having a great time celebrating turning 41. Naturally, his relatives and friends sent condolence messages on social media, but one remark in particular from his mother Sharon Baldoni stands out. She did not attend the game, Sharon shared an old picture of Justin from his days as Jane the Virgin on Instagram when he was out there being legendary. She added a long remark that was probably incomprehensible to most people. But when you really read between the lines, it's clear, so let me explain. Mama Baldoni had just sent a message to Blake, and only Blake. Anyone who is coming for her son will be so embarrassed that they won't even recognize it coming. She basically said, "Happy birthday, Justin, EIT on Instagram," Sharon wrote, remembering a pleasant moment at the end of Jane the Virgin, only because it marked the beginning of the rest of our life and the conclusion of an incredible experience did sadness enter. During that time, friendships and families were forged. Love and joy flooded the set, and all of the actors and crew members had compassion and integrity in their hearts. An exuberant, generous, loving memory of hearts full of possibilities. There will always be surprises and special moments in life, as long as you remain true to yourself. Justice and truth will prevail now and in the future. I love you more than you can ever know. Happy birthday to you, my little child. May God in reality continue to bless you. We recently learned how to cast shadow at the greatest level from Sharon Baldoni. That she didn't even have to address Blake by name was the loveliest part. That's how you get rid of someone in a courteous manner. You see, Sharon wasn't just defending her child. She is rectifying the record for everyone to see. And she did it so gracefully. Imagine being called out so effectively that, without even hearing your name, everyone is aware of who it is about. It's completely different. It is renowned. It is recognizable. And if I were Blake, I must admit that I would be embarrassed right now. Because what do you believe will happen next if this is Sharon's method? Considering all of that, what do you think Blake Lively will do next? Can she ever make up for the damage she has done to her reputation? Describe the damage she has done to her reputation for me. Kindly leave a comment with your ideas. Till the next time, goodbye.